Hi, welcome back to our series on compensation plans, and today we're going to be talking about the mono leg or single leg compensation plan. But before I get started, please can you bang that bell for notifications, comment like crazy, subscribe to our channels, like us, all of those good things, really appreciate it. So today we're going to be talking about the mono leg or single leg compensation plan, and to put it mildly, this is a very unusual compensation plan. So in the mono leg, obviously, as the name suggests, everybody joins under each other. So you might have people above you and below you just signing up people, and they all go in one straight leg. There is only one leg in the system, and they just go straight the way down. Now, you might have recruited somebody in this leg, and they might be sitting 2 or 3 levels below you. What happens now, at some point, you have to buy back into the leg, and so generally what happens after 10 or 20 levels, you buy back in, and that's to enable you to continue to earn from the system. One of the biggest challenges you have here is runaway commission. So what happens with runaway commission is that because you've got hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people down a single leg, and the commissions are all flowing up, you can get a situation where the commissions run away. The way that they solve that, they limit by depth, and that's why you buy in again. So although they say it's infinitely deep, the reality it's only 10 or 20 levels deep before you have to buy in again to take advantage of the next 10 or 20 levels. So the reality is it's actually in a buyback situation, it's limited by depth. Another way that they handle it is by capping. So what happens with a cap is that you actually get capped at a certain amount of money. So your income can go up to a certain amount per 20 or 30 levels deep, and then it caps, and it doesn't matter how big the system goes and how much commissions are flowing, you are capped at that amount. So that's another way that they traditionally handle this. And then of course there's normalization. Now what happens with normalization is the company decides they're only prepared to pay out, say, 50%. And so if they calculate the commissions and say the commissions come to 60%, then they reduce everybody's commission across the board by an amount that brings the commissions back to 50%. They normalize to 50%. So the reality is at the end of the day that it's not infinitely deep because they're normalizing. And then last but not least, what they do is they limit by order. So in other words, if you've got 100 people in the upline who need to get paid, then, and we're trying to pay out 50%, then everybody would get 0.5%. But if there were 1,000 people in the upline, everybody would get 0.05%. So you can see the more people in the network, the smaller the piece of the pie gets distributed among the network. Now, the strengths of this compensation plan, the first strength is that you've got a thing called spillover. So the way that spillover works is that people who sign up above you or below you are spilling down into your network. And people who've joined 20 levels above you might rejoin your network below you. And every time somebody joins or somebody gets spilled into your network, you earn money from it. So that's a huge plus for this particular compensation plan. You can also earn from this plan without much effort. So you can really say to people when you're signing them up, you can say, all you need to do, sign up a couple of people, make sure they do the same, and this thing will run away. And because everybody's in the same leg, if you're in a network with 200, 300, 400 people above you, all of those people are actually putting people into your network, and these legs explode. Literally, they go down very fast. Then you get maximum commission, so the network doesn't suffer at all from breakage. So you pay out maximum commission, which means that the network doesn't get any breakage, which means that they're always earning the maximum amount of commission that can be paid out. And then, of course, we have explosive growth. These things, just because they're going down one leg and there's such tremendous up motivation, these businesses absolutely explode. And because everybody has got to sign into the network again every 10 or 20 places, you get a lot of spillover just from people signing back in again or registering back in or buying back in. Now, the weaknesses. Number one, you got no leadership. It's a single line. You sign somebody up, they could be 20, 30, 40, 100 levels below your main node. So you're not really leading a team. These people just sign up and these businesses grow. The second thing is you can earn without any effort. And the problem with that is that this breeds laziness. Now remember, multi-level marketing is supposed to be a micro business where you're buying product at a discount, you're selling it at a profit, you're getting people to buy from you online, you're leading a team of salespeople who are going out and selling the product. And it's something like this, guy goes out, signs up 2 or 3 people, and then sits back and just lets the money roll in. Now, that's great for him, but it's not great for the company, because the company doesn't get the benefit of the effort that needs to go into building these networks. And then there's no breakage. So what normally happens is the companies use the breakage to reward the leadership. But when there is no breakage, there's no money to reward the leadership. So it doesn't encourage leadership at all. And then these businesses tend to grow very, very fast. They explode out of the blocks, but there's no longevity in them, and they tend to crash just as fast as they grow. Now, there's a whole legal issue around here. First of all, you're being paid to recruit, and people are having to buy back in again. And the problem with that is that's deemed illegal in most countries around the world, especially in the first world countries like Europe, UK, US, Canada, all of the major, Australia, all the major first world countries, this would be considered illegal. The second thing is that because of the nature of the structure, it would be deemed an illegal pyramid. So in most countries, they would just look at this and say, sorry, this is illegal, you can't use it. A big part of being legal is having the 30-70 split customers and IBOs. So you shouldn't have more than 30% of your total network as IBOs or independent business owners. 70% of your network should be customers who are buying the product purely because they want the product. And if that's not there, this is not legal. So in my opinion, this is not a compensation plan I would recommend, to be honest with you. Yes, you can get rapid growth, it can explode, but it is very much a bell curve, as from what I've seen, and I would recommend staying away from it. Now, there are mechanisms that are used to change some of the negatives about it, but once they put those mechanisms in, this particular comp plan starts looking more like a fixed matrix and less like a unilevel or unileg. So my recommendation would be stay away from this one. I want you to know about it so that you know it exists, so that you know how to sort of discuss it with people when the time comes. But this is not an ideal compensation plan for just about any type of product. So that is it for the compensation structure series. From next week on, we're going to talk about the compensation elements, how we reward people and how they apply to the various different compensation structures. So I look forward to you joining me for that. Again, thank you very much for your time. Please bang the bell, hit the like, subscribe, comment. If you comment, I promise you we will respond to your comments, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.